The question that we have is of course first of all if Hedera Hashgraph is going to survive this bear market, and you might be surprised to know that not only chances are high it will survive through it, but it is also very likely that it will be one of the leading blockchain projects in the future, or at least that's what some think. But let's now start from the beginning to understand why we are talking about this project on the channel and why you should keep an eye on it. Hedera is a smart contract platform similar to Ethereum or Cardano, but it's unique in its kind, enough to also be called the blockchain killer, even if it's not really a blockchain. It is the only public ledger that works with an open-source consensus algorithm, called Hashgraph, developed in 2016 by Dr. Lemon Baird and Mance Harmony. A normal blockchain selects the nodes that are entitled to write the blocks of the blockchain if it is a proof of stake, or it reaches consensus with computational power if it is a proof of work. Hedera's network is based on a proof-of-stake mechanism but uses Hashgraph technology, which is a compelling alternative to blockchain, and it works with a gossip protocol, as they believe the gossip is the strongest and fastest way of communication. Structured under a directed acyclic graph as you can see in the picture, there are spherical containers called events, containing important information, which are gossiped across the network's nodes. These events contains transactions data with a timestamp, a signature, and two cryptographic messages called hashes, which also gives the name to the Hashgraph mechanism. The network doesn't require heavy energy, it is fast, it has minimal fees, and it is extremely secure because it still stores a copy of the ledger on every node of the network, exactly like a blockchain. With this system the information gets spreaded across the network from nodes to nodes in a very quick exponential way, allowing Hedera to handle 10,000 transactions per second with insignificant fees. Now that we've seen how unique it is its mechanism, let's see who is behind this project, and trust me that this is nothing yet. But first let's see its cryptocurrency. Hbar is the native token of the decentralized Hedera public network that powers its ecosystem. It is a governance, utility, and energy-efficient cryptocurrency. It has a maximum supply of 50 billion coins, 46% of this is already in circulation, and the rest will be slowly released in the coming years. Currently has a value of $0.05 per coin and a market cap of $1 billion. According to their white paper, this was the initial cryptocurrency distribution, 32% it was for the pre-minted treasury, 24% for the ecosystem development, slowly be released over the years. 4.4% for the employees and service providers, 8% to the founders' company Swirls that created Hedera, almost 14% for the founders, and 17.4% for purchase agreements. Hbar token is used to secure the proof-of-stake network. You can stake your Hbar on Starder, but first you must download their wallet called Hashpack from any browser. You can stake and unstake at any moment without a lock time period, and the rewards are around 9.6% yearly at the moment, and it will decrease over time as the release rate will decrease, similar to Bitcoin. It is important to know that you must delegate your funds to a node to earn daily rewards. If you don't delegate, your funds will randomly be assigned to a node which will earn your staking rewards. Hbar is then used for payments on the network or fees for smart contracts execution. Lastly, it has governance utility. Hedera is governed and sustained by 39 council organizations and many big enterprises around the world. It is also important to mention that they are not being paid for taking part of this. The 39 councils includes many big companies like Google or Boeing, and it also includes Swirls Corporation, which is the founder's company. Each company has 2.6% decision power through votes. Each one of these 39 organizations can take the spot for 3 years maximum, and they can renew the spot for a maximum of 2 consecutive terms, for a total of 6 years. What is really interesting is that these corporations might further adopt the network by building decentralized applications to offer different services to their customers, which might lead to exponential adoption. Something else that deserves to be mentioned is the ISO 20022, which Hedera is actually part of. ISO 20022 protocol is a standard for electric data interchange between financial services in the payment industry, based on distributive ledger technology, and uses ISO 20022 as messaging mechanism. According to Swift website, exchanges and payments will be transformed by ISO 20022, disrupting barriers and unlocking a new era of payments and bank communication worldwide. Banks around the world have already in fact committed to this regulatory framework, which backs SWIFT and the Federal Reserve. SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. It has been founded in 1973. It is a Belgian cooperative that provides services related to the execution of financial transactions and payments between banks worldwide, which is now fully migrating to ISO 20022. The protocol is a much more structured and data-rich financial messaging standard which by 2025 will handle 87% of transaction value globally. The European Central Bank declared that it will be the global standard for high or large value payment systems in all reserve currencies, as well as they announced the go-live dates. Hedera is not the only cryptocurrency on this list. There are in fact Algorand, XRP, Stellar, and few more, and it will likely expand in the future. Certainly this is not the only reason to invest in this project, but it could lead into significant adoption of the network. In the past months Hedera's development never stopped, and few things are really worth mentioning, in order to understand what kind of adoption we could expect in the future. They launched phases 1 and 2 of staking, allowing users to stake Hbar natively on the Hedera network, with staking rewards being distributed every 24 hours. In August the network had a significant spike in its total value locked, mainly driven by the launch of its first decentralized exchange, SaucerSwap, and it reached over $100 million. The Hbar Foundation committed $360 million to the ecosystem projects, to help and boost development and expansion of the network. Their wallet Hashpack officially launched on a beta phase for iOS devices in November. Investment company, ABRDN, has today joined the Hedera Governing Council as the first buy-side finance and asset management company on the council. ABRDN believes that distributed ledger technology, DLT, has the potential to transform structural inefficiencies that exist in the fund management industry. Ubisoft joined the Governing Council and partnered with Hbar Foundation to support growth of gaming on the network. They will integrate JavaScript application performance interface to call Hedera smart contracts. This programming language is one of the biggest core technologies of the actual Web 2. Integrating this programming language to the Web 3 technology means bringing many more developers which built on the everyday internet to the third generation of the internet services for websites and applications that will focus on using smart contracts to provide a data-driven and semantic web. The Hedera Hashgraph network will bring NFTs to TV screens together with LG Electronics, the South Korean tech giant. In addition, it appears that LG Electronics is also testing a brand new crypto wallet. The question is if Hedera will succeed and survive this crypto winter. In my opinion, not only is going to survive, but chances are it will come out stronger. Their main focus is to bring on board more retail adoption and developers on their platform, and we should follow and see what they will achieve in the coming months to come to a conclusion. Cryptocurrency projects that kept developing this year will likely have significant growth in the coming years, once we go back into a bull market, as all these achieved milestones will reflect into the price at some point. On the other side, projects that slowed down their development, or they have very little interaction and progress in the Web3 industry might never recover or simply fail. But what do you think about this project? Is it going to be a leading cryptocurrency in the future? And lastly, do you hold any Hbar?